Wagwan, Wagwan. I am the DIY Yachty. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. In this video, I'm working on a 2002 BMW X5. What I'm doing is replacing the heater blower motor. And jumping right into this, what I'm going to do is disconnect my battery. Then I'm going to disconnect these covers. This is under the driver's side dash. Going to get that removed. There are a couple of things attached to that you'll have to disconnect from the cover. Next thing is this it's like a knee pad area here. There are 3 screws up top and 2 to the left and right of my hand. Going to get those screws removed, Phillips screwdrivers. This is the OBD port. It plugs into this area. Basically, you slide back on that and open the little flap, push and pull on that while you're pulling back. It should pop right out. This is behind the headlight switch. You just pop that out with a screwdriver. There's one screw there, which is Phillips. All of these screws are Phillips. Then there are 2 more down here at the lower corner of it. On the other side, by the glove box, there's actually 5 screws that hold the glove box in place, 4 there and 1 under here. All Phillips again. Get those loose with the glove box open. You can work it out of the way. But there's also a cover below this glove box that has to be removed first of all. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is get this light popped out of there. And during this job, you can reconnect the battery as you need to. If you keep the battery connected, you are working with airbags and stuff like that. You don't want to have the battery connected while you're working with the airbags. You want to disconnect and reconnect as you need to use the battery. You might need to turn the ignition on for some reason, adjust the steering wheel for some reason. Whatever you need to, you might need power. You can reconnect the battery and disconnect once you're done. Okay, this is getting to the airbag and basically using my wrench for leverage, using a screwdriver to pop up on the cover. So you're going to pull forward on the cover and to slide back. And inside of there are 2 13mm right there, one to the right. That's the plug. You're gonna unplug that, and then there's a 13 there, and there's a 13 on this side. Okay, you're gonna get those unloosened. These screws are what holds that cover around the airbag. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these 2 lower screws out. Then we're going to get the heater control. And this heater control, I'm using the screwdriver to pry it from each side. These wires are what were hooked up to it. On each side, you'll notice there are little pins. So the actual easier way to do this would be to remove the radio first. Okay, this is an aftermarket radio, and the way this radio is moved, you pop the cover off. Then there are 2 screws at the lower, or right below this radio that holds it in place. Get those screws out, and you pop the radio out. And you can also, once you get this radio out, if you didn't take the heater control valve out, if you did the radio first, you could reach down inside the dashboard and push the heater control valve out that way. It'd be a much easier way than popping it out with a screwdriver. Next, we're getting the instrument panel removed. There are 2 little screws up top. Torx head screws. You want to get those removed, and then you unplug these connectors to the back of the instrument panel. Everything is color coded, so you notice blue to blue, white to white, and black to black. All right, so the way these connectors work, you push down there, pull the little lever back, and it pops out. Okay, and then there's one more, a black one on the other side. You get that unplugged. Same process. Push down, little clip, pry back, and it pops out. Okay. So on this video, I'm removing the dash without removing the steering wheel. And also, you'll see here, this is the last step, removing the covers from the pillars here, left and right side pillars. And after this, what I actually did was remove the screws that holds the steering wheel, holds the steering column up. There are two Allen 6mm Allen. I removed those so the steering wheel would drop down. And I had somebody help me to lift the dash out from that point. And there was one other thing. You notice I didn't remove the center console. What I did was in this area, I pried back on this. In this area, I used like a pry bar and pried back on this while lifting on the dashboard. Okay, so that way I could get it out of there without removing the middle console and removing the steering wheel. So this is actually where the screws that I'm telling you for the steering column that I removed. Okay, so basically I'll just lower the steering column down and lift or work the dashboard over it with the help of someone else. Okay, so next we're going to is getting the bad motor out of the dash. So basically they're little clips or little clips that basically you use your screwdriver to unclip or unfasten. And once you get them all unhooked, you just lift the cover off out of there. Just like that. Next thing, you're going to unplug the power wire. Just trying to pull it off of there, but not getting it done. So I'm using the screwdriver to help me ease it back. There we go. So we just got to get that wire out of the way, and then there are three Torx head screws that hold this motor in. So once we unloosen those screws, then you can get the motor out of there. And I'll have a link in the description box for the replacement motor, description box down below. So you can go there and it'll be linked to the new or replacement motor. Okay. So this is the motor, just lifting it out of there. And I'm going to show you here. You can see this one is pretty burnt up. You know, that's the brush. That's the brush there. You can see all of that burning, you know. So getting the new one back in place. Basically the same thing. I'm going to lower one in there first. Just like that. And there's one screw to the top and two to the lower side or the bottom. Get those screws restarted in there. Got them tightened, and reconnecting my power supply. And at this point, what you want to do is connect the heater control and the battery and test this motor to make sure everything is good. So I got my heater control connected. I'm going to turn my ignition on. And then once the ignition is on, I can turn the fan to check it. And there she goes. Before, it wasn't doing anything. It was completely dead. So you can see that the fan is working now. Okay, so now I can put my cover back on. And pretty much just the same as, same thing in reverse. You want to get the bottom part of the cover has to sit into a little groove. Then once it's in that groove, you make sure it's lined up properly at the top, and you just reconnect your clips. Okay. So my dashboard is back in place. Getting all my screws. So there's 3 on this side, 1 up top here behind the headlight switch, and 2 down at the bottom, left and right. Okay. So there are 3 on this side, which is the driver's side. And I'm going to get the steering wheel back up in place also. Make sure the cover is sitting in the right position. Get the steering wheel back up and get my bolts for the steering wheel back in place. So my bolts are back in. That's the right side and the left one. Okay, I'm getting my lower steering cover back on. And this is only 1 bolt for that lower steering cover. It was a Phillips. And get my dashboard reconnected. And like I said, this is color coded. Blue to blue. White to white. And that's how you lock it in place. Then there's 1 more. The black one on that side. Got that locked in place, and you just slide the dash back in there. And there are 2 screws up top, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Got my pillar covers back in place also. And I had to remove this 1 screw, and that's the only screw that's in there, and that's the airbag little sign for the airbag. Well, basically it's a cover for the screw. Goes back in there. So it's the same thing on both sides of the pillar, driver's side and passenger side. Airbag back in place, reconnected, bolted down. I can get my cover back on. I'm gonna get my glove box back in place. So there are 2 screws there, 1 up there. Okay, so 3 in haul. Just like the driver's side, there are 3. The only difference on this side is there's an airbag. Okay, so all the screws are back in for the glove box. There's 4 up in the front and 1 below. And this is a cover below the glove box. This basically has little twist clips or little twist caps that holds it in place. 1 on each side. So if you found this video was helpful, if you consider giving me a subscription, free to subscribe, definitely give me a thumbs up. This is a completed job. So what the video looks like, and remember, parts are in the description box below. I am the DIY Yachty. Bless up. Till next time.